All right, so this is now the last segment of this whole thing where I will attempt to lay out a book in 15 minutes. So the book I'm going to be laying out is the very next book that we are releasing this early this summer. It's called Noema by Dale Ackerman. I'm very excited about this book. It's a little bit in a different direction than some of our stuff so far, which is also why I'm excited about it. So show you exactly where to put in everything, and then if you want, then you can adjust to your own taste or your own size. So the trim size, you do need to know the trim size you want for your book to start laying it out. And for this book, we went with 6.69 times 9.61, which is also the size we used for Airy Nothing. So I did lay this book out yesterday. You see it right here. So I am cheating a bit, but I just want to go through all the steps with you from the very beginning. So the program I'm using is InDesign Creative Suite 6. This is how I arrange my workspace. So if you go to Window Workspace, I have it toggled on Book. First thing you want to do is you go to File, New, there's 3 options. I always go with Document. So I hit Document. There is all this information here. So the very important thing to click is the primary text frame. If you don't click that, you will not be able to sort of manipulate how big your text boxes are. So here is number of pages start at page. I just put both of these at 1. I will not try to guess how many pages will be in this book. It will all ripple through and put the right amount of pages. You'll see that later how I do that. So you can leave those at 1 and 1. So the trim size, you enter that here. So we are going with 6.69 inches by 9.61 inches. 6.69, 9.61. Columns, gutter, all of this, I will adjust that later. So, and I'll show you how. So once all that is entered, you hit OK. And there you go. I'm going to save as practice Noema. So there's the real Noema. Okay, so you save. So now you see you have 1 page. If you go to this bar here, you can hit this pages. This will show you all the pages in your book. Right now you only have 1. This master, A master, and then later if you want you can make B and C master, is where you control information that you want on all pages of your book. So page numbers and headers, and we will talk about that later. So how do you enter the actual book information? So first you go to the A master. So now we're going to make our text boxes. Go to the A master, click on both of them. You want them both highlighted. You can do that by hitting your shift key on your keyboard. And then you go to layout and margins and columns. So this is in inches. I actually want it in centimeters, so that's just how I had it. So if I go to edit, this is a good shortcut. Edit preferences, units, and increments. I can change how I see my units. So, and they have all kinds here. They even have picas. I don't know why. Who the fuck uses a pica? Okay. So now it's in centimeters. So now I go back to layout, margins and columns, and now I can put it. So my thing is 2, oops, that didn't work. 4 for the inside, and 2.5 for the bottom. Oh my god, I'm starting to get that like weird YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, click, smash that like button. Gutter, I actually don't really know what the fuck that's referring to, but that's what I had it for Airy, so I'm just going to put that there. So, and then again, very important, enable layout adjustment. So you hit that and then you push OK. So 2, 4, 2.5, flap. Now you'll notice this is now the size of the box that your information will go to. This is your text box, so you want to snap this down. So now you go to the master pages. and you see that these text boxes are up here. You select this black arrow, and this is your margins that you specified. So this means you want to put your text boxes down there or snap it to it. So just go like that, because otherwise you just have the margins specified. But since it's possible to do overflow text, yeah, the program doesn't know that you necessarily want to actually respect these boundaries. So you go in there, InDesign does this thing where it'll snap something to it. So now your text boxes are done, and if you go to your page 1, then it's here. So great. So now how do you enter text into that? So the master pages are where you work when you're doing stuff that you want applied everywhere, sort of like a template. This is where you work when you're actually like applying stuff. So I will now go to my Microsoft Word document. This is the Microsoft Word final proofread, professionally proofread version of Noema. And this is actually a book that was previously published by another press, so we are doing a reprint. There's going to be images, so this is a placeholder image. It's not going to be the actual final image, but I'm very excited that this book is going to have illustrations. It's going to be amazing. So anyway, here is the text, and you see, yeah, this is in Microsoft Word. So now I put my cursor in here and I hit Ctrl A. Now you see the entire document is highlighted. I'm not going to go all the way down to page 200, but now on my mouse, left click, copy, and now I go back to InDesign, and I am working here on the actual page now, not the master area. So I go here, oops, shouldn't have done that, Control Z. So I select the text tool, which is our type tool, excuse me. I click it in here, and now I push right click and paste. So you see, all I did was right click and paste. Now the book, the program has put that information into a whole book. So now you see on this side, all of that has been rippled out, and it's all here. So that's good. So now what do we do? This is all going to be fixed by me. So I'm going to have, like a big splashy title page and all of that. So I will just ignore this for now, and what I will do, one thing you want to get into a habit of is are we doing the type tool? Yeah. Don't use, there's times of course where you can use the space bar, but say you want to push this information, this is going to be the about author page, right? And it's going to be the title, except it's going to be huge. So it should theoretically go here or here. Instead of hitting enter to push that down, don't do that. Right click your mouse, insert break character, and do page break, and then do that again, insert break character and do page break. And if you do sort of these forced page breaks, then you're not going to have these random spaces that later are negatively affecting you. So this is going to be the title page. I'm gonna obviously make this like, title pagey. But so one thing that's very helpful is you can go to layout, and oh my god, where is that though? Type. So type, you can go to show hidden characters. So when you do that, it shows you, these are, say, paragraphs. Here, this is the page break symbol. Where is it? There's the page, this is the page break symbol. So this can be helpful. So it's in type, hide hidden characters, show hidden characters. This can be helpful when you're looking for stuff like bad paragraph breaks that are making formatting issues or extra spaces. Another thing that's important, really quick up here, is view, screen mode. You can do slug, and then all of these guides and stuff disappears, and then you can just sort of see how your book should look. Or you can do normal again, and then another thing you can do, grids and guides, show document grid. This is helpful sometimes. So view, screen mode, slug is where you toggle that on and off. So we have the stuff on the title page. This is all the credits page, and that will be changed because it's not Vanguard Press anymore. So I want all this info here on a new page. So insert break character, page break. And again, because I'm going to want it on the next one. So great, so now we're theoretically at the first page of the story. It's here, and this is where the first image will go, and I'm guessing that every chapter section in the story has the image. So I will end to place an image. You use the rectangle tool, and then you just draw a box. You go to File, Place, and I think, so you click on that, open, and bam, it's placed. And if you want it smaller, let's say I'm like, yeah, this image is a little bit too big, so click on the image, right click, transform scale, so 75% there. I think that's like a better fit now. And InDesign, you see, has these sort of guides that help you find, say, the center of the page. So that is placed. So now we look at the text. So you see, this is the text imported from Word. In Word, it looked like this. It is justified, and there are page breaks, paragraph indentations. When it transferred to here, those became lost, and this will happen sometimes. So Word to InDesign compatibility is not great. A lot of times, yeah, you're just kind of fighting between these programs. So what you want to do here is to make a paragraph style that you can apply to all of your text. And then that means if you use a paragraph style, I mean, if you ever decide, okay, you know, I want all of my text to be slightly bigger or smaller or whatever, if you just change that style, everything that you apply that to will be automatically changed. So yeah, do not succumb to the temptation of just highlighting stuff and adjusting it here. You don't want to do that. So how do you set up a paragraph style? And I'm guilty of adjusting there all the time. So you want to highlight all of your text. So I will click here and highlight that, go all the way to the end. Okay, so let's see. Yep, that worked. And now, so I go to paragraph styles, it's right here. I click on that. It's basic paragraph. I say edit basic paragraph. Basic character format. So the font I'm using is Minion Pro. The size I'm using is 11.5. This is the same size as I used in Harry. And slightly bigger in H. The size is quite small. It's like 9 or something. So leading is the space between lines. I like to have a bigger leading because then it's just easier on the eyes. So it's going to be 16 now. And kerning is space between, kerning is sort of how the letters interlock with each other, and tracking is the space between the letters. Most of the time you're not going to have to worry about that. So you fixed your size and your leading, and you can, if you like it a different one, you can experiment. So I reached the sizes through experimentation, and they're not the same for every book I do. So advanced character, no. Indents and spacing. So alignment left. You want to change this to left justify. And yeah, when you have alignment left on left, then you see the edges here are ragged. So when you do justify is when it sort of ripples it through. So left indent, you can leave that at 0. First line indent, this will indent the first line of every paragraph. So I have that on 1 centimeter. So tabs, no. So let's hit OK and see how that looks. So now, bam, you see that that is already much nicer. So this is now sort of more readable, and this stuff like this is where you'll have to kind of go in and adjust by hand. But so say with Noema, I talked with the author, and they actually prefer that the text starts at the top of the page, so I will move that to the top. If I want to look at this and see how it looks vis-a-vis my guides and stuff, I can go to screen mode, normal. So there we go. You see I have special characters enabled, so I see there's another paragraph space there, so I can get rid of it. Now untoggle that, slug, and that looks pretty great. So the asterisks is, so we decided to change it to 1 asterisk instead of all of these. So, but in the text, they are all like 5 of them. So this is a nice trick. Select all, and now Ctrl F, change all. 49 replacements were made. Okay. So now in all of the text, that is done. So now let's say I say, okay, I don't want these asterisks to be over here. I want them to be more over here. So what I'm going to do is go to the paragraph style is actually where it's more about positioning, and the character style is more about like the individual look. So I want all of these asterisks to be here. So I go here, instead of eyeballing it each time, I go here, I go to this, new style, going to call it asterisk, indents and spacing. I'm going to like maybe see, I don't know, 3. What does 3 centimeters look like? So now I highlight that, apply asterisks. Okay, 3 is not enough. So edit asterisks, indents and spacing, 5. Okay, so now I can just, for the rest of the story, when I'm going through, I can just click on that, and the asterisks will always be put into the middle. And then I don't have to worry about eyeballing it or it, being off center some places. So, all right, now I am totally over the 15 minutes, but right now we're gonna do pagination. So how do I put page numbers on here? I go to A Master, click on, you can decide if you want to do the right side or the left side first. You click on it, you hit the text tool. When I'm doing this, I actually like to have the guides on. Oh shit, I need to do screen mode, normal. So I like to have the guides on. So I click the text tool and I make a text box roughly where I want my page number. I'm actually going to be using the font called Savon for the page number. Like I said before, it's up to you where you put this page number. For now, I'm just going to put it here. And then you right click and you go to Insert Special Character, Markers, Current Page Number. Now you'll see, I'm going to put this somewhere where it's not like automatically looking ugly. Let's say right there. Let's say I'll just make it a little bit bigger so that it's, say 14. So now, when I go to my pages, there is a page number on that side. Now, if I want, obviously, you know, most of the time you're going to want page numbers on both sides. So one trick to do this, to make sure that it's mirrored properly, is to make the text box fill the whole page. Highlight this, left justify, or whatever that is. And then these tools here are how you indent. So this is right indent. Let's say we're just going to do, for simplicity, we're going to do 1. And then now 1 centimeter in. And now I can copy this. I can paste it. I can take this extra one over on the other side. And I basically, see InDesign snaps it into place. Basically replicate that, but this time from the other side. So it's 1 centimeter here, and it's 1 centimeter there. So there you go. So now when you go to your pages, you have a page number mirrored on both sides. And if you wanted to change it, then you can't change it here. I can't interact with the page number here. I always have to go to my master, and then when I click on there, I can change it. Similarly, this is how you would do a header. So Noema is now at the top there. So I feel like this moved over. Why did it do that? Okay. So now we come into, how do you remove? I'm gonna just make it like that. So how do you remove, you know, that looks nice. That looks pretty great. And you'll want that, and then you can play around, like, say for example, for me that looks a little too high, so I'll probably fix that, but whatever, I just want to get into it now. So how do you remove it from, say, you probably don't want it there, you don't want it there, you're not going to want this information on these like title pages or here. So this is where you have to apply the none. So there is a none here, and if you see, this is the very first page, drag that none over it, and it will remove the information you do not want, the master information from that page. So you can do that here as well, here. So let's go here. What if here I want to remove the Noema, but I don't want to remove the page number? This is just hypothetical. So what I have to do then is I have to make another master where only the page number information is available and not the top. And then some pages I may want to apply that. So I go to duplicate. So now this is B master, and I just erase these Noemas up here. And now say here on the very first page of the story, I say, I want this information, the page number, I don't want this information. Now I pull over the B master, and that's done. Okay, so now with that, you see that we are basically started with this book. So there's adjustments that can be made, like for example, this looks too big to me, I will probably fix that. I'm kind of wondering if maybe I want the text to be even further away from the tops and bottoms. So here's like say an asterisk, we go to paragraph style, asterisk, and it's fixed. There will be places I'll have to individually go in where I'll go look where formatting got weird from Word, and then here I will, for example, fix this with I have to compare it with Word and see if this is a new chapter or section, and that's why. So yeah, that's all stuff that I have to look at, but you see that for all intents and purposes it is done, or not done, but it is in a very good state. So yeah, that's One tool that is very, very helpful is if you take your cursor here into the ruler area, click and just drag it out. You can make a line like a guide and you can click it somewhere. So if you're trying to do stuff like, see, this is obviously centered. If you're trying to do something like, say I wanted to put the page number to reflect this, and the asterisks, you see the asterisks are centered, then I can use this line to do that. If I want to get rid of it, I can just say delete guide, delete all guides on spread. So you can also do this horizontally. So yeah, you just put your arrow into the ruler area and you can drag these rulers around. And you need to be, your view needs to be in normal. So if you are in slug, you will not be able to see that, I believe. Oh, then it'll just make it normal, so that's cool. But yeah, in slug, you're not able, oh wait, no, it stays in slug too. Okay, never mind. Delete all guides on spread. So yeah, that is that, and I think I basically went through everything that is sort of very basic knowledge that you need to know. And now I'll just show you. So this is the Noema that I worked on. And this is, so see here, like I made a title page. Display performance. I'll put it on slug. So this is a title page. This is our logo. This is the author dedication. And this is how I actually ended up deciding that I want the page number in the middle, and you see the page number is quite a bit smaller. So this is sort of what I'm going with right now, and I will talk to my author and see if they're happy with this, or if I'm happy with it. If you are your own author, then you just gotta talk to the inner dolphin, I guess. But yeah, that is that. So I still have to go in and adjust things by hand, but as you can see, I think it looks quite nice and already, I would say, 80-90% done. So that is it. If you have any questions or comments, screams of outrage, like, smash that button, subscribe, ding the bell. Seriously, if you have like some kind of comment or concern or very specific question, feel free to ask in the comments. I may know how to do it, I may not, but yeah, so I hope that was helpful. And I'm gonna go eat lunch. Yay, lunch!